Hey everyone, it's Karen with Yes Please PaperCrafts, and in this video I'm going to be creating a scrapbook layout for a new YouTube hop called Simple Stories Saturdays. And this is a YouTube hop that was created by my friend 𝗬𝗵𝗵𝗏, and I'm so excited to be participating in this hop. And I have links to all of the other YouTubers who are joining the hop in the description below, so y'all be sure and go check out their videos. Okay, so I'm going to start off by mentioning that I did not record audio when I was recording this video because I don't know why. I think the setting was wrong, and so I was really surprised when I went to edit my video and there was no sound. So I'm going to go ahead and do a voiceover for this entire video, but what I'm probably my hand movements and what you see me doing here is not going to match what I'm saying. So I'm going to start by talking a little bit about the pictures. So these pictures are from a video that I took a few years ago when I dressed my dog Lily-Bell up in an Easter costume. And I took a video editing software and just grabbed some snapshots. And I think that's one of the best ways to actually get pictures of your dog or your cat, because usually they're moving around so fast. By the time you get your camera out and start trying to take pictures, usually you just get the picture of the back of their head or their behind or something. So anyway, I have these pictures, and I just think that this picture of my dog Lily-Bell with the Easter bunny costume is just adorable. And as soon as I was thinking about creating a layout with these pictures, I knew that I wanted to use the Bunnies and Blooms collection from Simple Stories. So I just had a few things from this collection because it came in a Hip Kit Club, but I did have the digital collection that I purchased last year around Good Friday when Simple Stories had all of their digital collections on sale for 50% off. So I was able to print out some embellishments and also some of the papers. And while I was using my Cricut, I decided to go ahead and create a title. And then I also found these little bunny ears, and I'm going to piece that together, but I created an offset, which is a kind of like a base layer that you can layer the other pieces on top of. And I did that with the bunny ears and also with my title, and it really does make it a lot easier to put together because you have something that you can follow. And so the offset is one of my favorite features that Cricut now has. They just added that last year, and it's super awesome. Okay, so now that I have my title and I have my paper, I also wanted to talk a little bit about the border that I'm using here. So I created a border strip. I used a new die set that I recently got from Spellbinders. It's from the Inspired Basics collection, and it's called the Create a Slimline Border. And it's 4 different dies that are included in this die set. And I used 2 dies to create this border. I used a lacy die and then also the smaller dotted die. I just put those 2 together, and I'm going to show that here. I took these 2 dies and I put them together like that. I taped them with some washi tape, and then I put them on the 12 by 12 paper, and I cut as much as I could. And then I took it out of my die cutting machine and I repositioned it so that I could continue cutting the remaining part of the 12-inch strip. So even though you have a die like this that's not 12 inches, sometimes you can still use those to create a 12-inch border strip. So I'm going to start off by building my title, and I'm just going to take some Bearly Art liquid glue, and I'm going to glue all of these letters right to that offset layer. And it makes it really easy to line up your letters because you're just following along with that outline or that offset layer that is has kind of the shape of what you're trying to build with the letters. And so I'm just going to go ahead and glue all that together. After I put this title together, I thought that it really wasn't standing out enough, so I decided to take a pen. This is from Creative Memories. It's a dual tip pen, and it's yellow, and I'm just going to go all the way around all of these letters and just highlight it a little bit and draw an outline, and that is going to really make this title pop a lot more. So I messed up in just one spot, and the first thing I tried was my sand eraser, and that really wasn't working. And so I got out a white gel pen and I just drew over it, and it covered it right up. So those are two things that you can try if you're marking something on a paper with a pen. You can try using the sand eraser and see if you can get it off, and if that doesn't work, use your white gel pen. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to work on are the bunny ears, and I'm just taking the pieces off of the Cricut mat and layering them on top of the offset, and just kind of putting it together the same way that I put together the title. Now when I got to the smaller pieces like the flowers and the green leaves, I realized that my Cricut had not done a very good job of cutting those pieces, so I did have to recut those. And so I'm going to set this aside and complete this part later. So this pink and white gingham paper was the only paper that I had from the Bunnies and Blooms collection. And the rest of the paper that I'm showing you here came from the digital collection, and I printed it using my Canon TS9521C printer, which prints a 12x12 borderless print. And it's really an awesome printer to print 12x12 paper. The only bad thing about that printer is that it's always out of stock. I guess it's so popular that they just can't keep it in stock. It is still available from Canon, and the best way to find out when it will come back into stock is to go to B&H Photo and sign up to get notified when it becomes available. And I'll put a link to the Canon website and also to the B&H Photo website if you want to take a look at that printer. So it took me a really long time to figure out what papers I wanted to use for this layout. And I did try out quite a few different papers, and it was a lot of fun though to see how the papers will look if you try them out. And I did like the blue paper and the paper with the eggs. I also like this yellow paper, and but one of my challenges here was just to find a paper that was going to help my title to stand out a little bit more. And even though I love that yellow paper, I don't think that that paper was doing a good job and really looking good with the title. So I decided to put my papers aside and figure that out later, and I'm back to working on the bunny ears. And I got out my phone, I opened the Cricut app, and I'm looking at the picture of it in Cricut so that I can figure out how to put all these little pieces onto my offset layer. Usually the offset layers are really easy to work with, but these little flower pieces were a little bit of a challenge, but I was still able to figure it out, and I just put all those on there and glued each one down. The flowers on these bunny ears did not have any flower centers, and so I took out some gems from the Paper Studio. Those came from Hobby Lobby, and I just added a gemstone to the middle of each one of those flowers, and I think that that looks super cute. Okay, so I wanted to show y'all here that the border strip that I had created came from a different collection from Simple Stories. It's actually from a collection called Apron Strings, and it is the same yellow that's in this Bunnies and Blooms collection, so I think that works really well. And I like that paper because the pattern on that paper was not as, it was more of a tone on tone, so I thought it would work really well as a border. Okay, so sometimes it's really good to set things aside and go back to them later, because when I went back to looking at the different papers that I would use, I decided to turn my layout and to put that blue paper at the top, the egg paper at the bottom, and the border across the middle, and I really loved the way that that turned out. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to work on are the pictures, and I decided to add a white mat behind these three pictures, and I'm going to make it look like a photo mat. I'm using some white cardstock, and then I'm also using the We Are Memory Keepers layering guides and a blade, and I'm just going to go around the entire three pictures and just add a 1/4 inch mat all the way around. Now after that I did that, I decided that I wanted to make that mat a little bit smaller, so I'm going to go back around and make it a 1/16 inch mat. And then I'm going to use this yellow floral paper and create another mat under the photo, and this time I'm going to make that one 1/4 inch. I love using these layering guides because it really does give you an even mat all the way around, and super easy to use. Okay, so after I get this one matted, I'm going to do the same thing for this 4x4 picture, and mat it first with some white cardstock, and then mat again with the yellow and white floral paper. So I have a tutorial on my YouTube channel where I shared some tips on how to use these 𝗬𝗵_Memory-Keepers layering guides. So if you're interested in seeing that video, I'll put a link in the description below to where you can find that. Okay, so now that I have my pictures matted, I'm going to start working on placement of where everything's going to go for this layout. And as I was looking at this, I thought it would be really cute if I could put a mat behind my layout. And I tried out this piece of white cardstock, but if I put that underneath the egg paper, there wasn't enough contrast between those two papers. If I put it at the top there, there wasn't enough contrast with the title and the bunny ears. And so I brought in another paper. It's a light peach color. It's got a really tone-on-tone grid on the background. Almost looks like note paper. And what I decided to do was to cut down this paper, use that peach paper at the top, maybe just about 3.5 inches, and then the egg paper at the bottom. I'm going to round the corners of the top, just the top part, and then I'm going to mat it with the blue pattern paper. So I really love this border strip that I created, and I think it's super cool that I was able to use a smaller die and create a 12-inch border. I am going to trim this down a little bit because I didn't want it to extend all the way across. And then I'm going to take my liquid glue and just go ahead and glue this to my layout. It did take a little bit of time to get the adhesive on there, but it was well worth the effort because I think that that border strip is just super pretty. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add my pictures and my title back to the layout. And as I was working with this, I actually got glue on the background on that peach paper. And so I got out my sand eraser and I tried to erase it. And it just took the color right off the paper and I had a big white spot there. And so I thought about, well, I could just cover it up, but it was so close to the edge, I just didn't want to have to worry about it. So I just got another piece of paper and cut it down and rounded the corners, and then I just glued that right on top. So sometimes you can just like cover things up, and I just, fixed it that way. So I wouldn't have to worry later about having to arrange my embellishments to cover up that mistake. I love adding dimension to my layouts, and I decided that I wanted to add a little foam tape to these bunny ears and to pop them up and make them a little bit higher than the title. And I really love how that turned out. Okay, so now I'm ready to embellish this layout, and I have the 6x12 chipboard, also the ephemera and some puffy stickers, and then I did a print and cut with some of the ephemera using the digital collection, and I cut out some butterflies and florals and some little word quotes, and then that yellow bow. And one of the things that's really awesome about making your own embellishments and using a digital collection is that you can make your embellishments any size that you need. So you can make your butterflies larger or smaller. You can make the bows larger or smaller. And as I'm working with the embellishments and trying to get all of this laid out where I want it to go, I realized that that yellow bow was just way too big for this layout and for the cluster that I wanted to use it on. And so I went back later and I reprinted it and cut it out in a smaller size. And so yeah, that's one of the really big advantages of working with digital collections. And I think it's a lot of fun to have that available, because if you want to have, more than one yellow bow, you can print as many as you like. And so that's another really big plus with using a digital collection. You never run out of paper, you never run out of embellishments, and you could just keep printing and cutting out whatever you need. All right, so this layout's coming together pretty well. I think I'm going to just jump ahead a little bit because I did play a lot of musical embellishments and I moved these embellishments around and around, and I don't want to make y'all sit here and watch me just move things around. So let's go ahead and fast forward this video and go to the next part. So I wanted to create a smaller bow, and I decided that I would just go ahead and make a bow in 3 different sizes. I also cut out some more flowers and butterflies, but I made them smaller, so I have a mix of larger and smaller elements to work with for my clusters. And this is one of the really fun things that you can do with the digital collections. You can make as many as you like, and whatever is left over, I'm just going to add to that embellishment or ephemera pack that I have from Simple Stories. I'll just keep it all together, and the next time that I work with this collection, and I'll have those embellishments to use if I don't use them all for this layout. And I doubt I'm going to use that many flowers and butterflies. But it's nice to have all of those different sizes to work from. So I'm just adding some more flowers to each one of my clusters, and I like to tuck the flowers behind the photos and then also add foam tape to some of the flowers and pop them up and layer them, because it really does add a lot of dimension and interest to your layout when you have things at different levels. And I created 3 different clusters on this layout. One at the top right corner, one on the bottom right corner, and then one next to the larger photo. And I think that works very well. It does create a triangle around the 3 smaller pictures. And then the title and the little bunny ears kind of play as one element along with that larger picture. So I do think that this layout does work really well. It does focus or draw your eyes in toward the pictures, and that's what I like to do. I really like to make the pictures the star of the layout. I also like to make my title a very large element. I don't know that my title stood out as much as I would have liked it to, but I do love it, and it looks a little bit better in person than it does on the video. It's a lot, sometimes some layouts look really good in the video and they don't look as good in person. You have some layouts that look really a lot better in person than they do in the video. And I don't know why that is, but sometimes that's just the way it happens. So you can really see that title so much better in real life than you can on the video. Okay, so as I am filling in the clusters, I'm adding in bows. I'm also creating more dimension by adding foam tape underneath the butterfly wings, and then putting a few of the butterflies around the layout. So I decided to look through the puffy stickers and the chipboard to see if there was anything else I could add to this layout. I did find a little pink ladybug that I added to the cluster at the bottom, and I did try out a few other puffy stickers, but I ended up not using any more of those. But when I was looking at the chipboard, I found a little bird, and I'm going to tuck that bird, perch that bird up at the top of the layout above the 3 pictures. And then the only thing that I pulled from the chipboard was this little bird, and I ended up perching that above the picture there in the top cluster, and I thought that looked really cute. And the last thing that I did for this layout was to add some more of those gemstones from the Paper Studio. I added gemstones to all of the flowers, and then I also added some clear tiny gemstones from honeybee stamps to the centers of the butterflies and also to some of the smaller flowers. And I really love the sparkle that added to this layout. Oh, and one more thing that I almost forgot to mention. When I cut out the butterflies, they did have antennae, but they were so tiny that when the Cricut tried to cut them out, it didn't do a very good job, and so they were too thin and they just fell apart. So I decided to get some wire, a thin wire, it's silver, and I just twisted a piece of that wire around, added some foam tape to the back of it, and then tucked it behind the butterfly body, and then those little wires stick up and they form the antenna for the butterflies. So I really loved how that turned out. I was kind of a little bit disappointed about how the butterflies were created by the Cricut, because sometimes it doesn't do a very good job when something is too small. And that was what happened in the case of the butterflies. But I think it worked out okay in the end. And it does add a different texture and a different element to this layout by having that wire as part of those butterflies. Okay, so here are some close-ups of my layout. And I do have a video clip of my two dogs, 𝗬𝗲𝗵𝗲 and Bella. And the video clip is the one where I dressed 𝗬𝗲𝗵𝗲 up in this Easter costume. I thought I would share it with you guys. It's an oldie but a goodie. And 𝗬𝗲𝗵𝗲 is just super cute. So I hope y'all stick around to see that video clip. Okay, so y'all be sure and go check out all of the other YouTubers who are participating in this hop, and I have links to their videos in the description below. And if you like this video, please give it a like because it helps me to know which types of videos you'll like to see on my channel. It also helps YouTube to know which videos to recommend to other viewers. And if you're not already subscribed and you'd like to see more videos, please subscribe. I would love to have you join my channel. Okay, so that's all I have. Y'all take care. Hope y'all have an awesome weekend, and I hope to see you next time. Bye now. Hi, Miss 𝗬𝗲𝗵𝗲, what you doing? Are you a bunny today? Hi, Miss 𝗬𝗲𝗵𝗲. What you doing? What you doing, my bunny? Huh? Are you being a good girl? Is it Easter tomorrow? Are you going to be the bunny tomorrow? Hmm? You are. Let me see. What you doing? Show him your bunny ears. Show him your bunny ears. See my bunny ears. Wait. Can you see? Whoops. 𝗬𝗲𝗵𝗲, show him your bunny ears. Can you see? Look how cute you are. You're so adorable. You make the cutest little bunny. Are you my snuggle bunny? My honey bunny? You're a jumpy bunny. You're so cute. You're just adorable. Mama loves you. Are you going to be the Easter bunny tomorrow? And tell everybody Happy Easter? Yeah? Whoops. Did you see something outside? What you see, 𝗬𝗲𝗵𝗲? 𝗬𝗲𝗵𝗲, what you see? You are just too cute. You gonna say hi to the YouTube people? Really? Come here, baby. 𝗬𝗲𝗵𝗲𝗲. You ready for breakfast, 𝗬𝗲𝗵𝗲𝗲? Is it breakfast time, Miss Bunny? Breakfast! You gonna bounce? I want to see you bounce. You're a bunny rabbit. Can you bounce? No? Okay, let's go have breakfast. Come on, B. Breakfast time! Y'all ready? Can you sit? Oh, you are sitting. Okay, here it comes. Hi, girls. Lily-Bell, are you a bunny today? Hi, Bella. Bella's upset because Lily-Bell got a Easter bunny costume, but she didn't get one. She's gonna pout. Lily-Bell, show us your ears. Can you show me your ears? You look so cute in your bunny outfit. Show everybody your ears. Let's see the ears. Come on. Show us your ears. Can you see? Lily-Bell. Lily, come here. Lily. Uh-oh. She's gonna attack her. No fighting. You guys behave. Bella, what you doing? Okay then. Did that feel good? Are you gonna say hi to YouTube? No. She's jealous because Lily-Bell got an outfit for Easter and she's a bunny. Are you a bunny? She's my honey bunny, my funny bunny, my snuggle bunny. She's all kinds of bunnies, huh? Yeah, you look so adorable. You look adorable. She's been wearing that. She won't let me take it off. It's so soft and so comfortable, huh? Bella, what you doing, Bella? Can you say something? You want to tell the people hi? Say hi. No? Bella, can you speak? Bella? Hello? Nope. She's mad at me. Bella, you don't like to get dressed up. If I got you a bunny outfit, you would be mad at me if I made you wear it. And now she's gonna pout because she didn't get one. Y'all are so funny. What are y'all doing? Y'all are being goofy. Goofy girls.